Nimbus, the space gate to Dark World is charged up and now open. Welcome back, Twitch, YouTube. It's your boy KDZ, bringing you guys another market watch. And always, guys, the reason why I do this video is because I have a huge passion for trading card games. I love talking about trading card games, and I want to continue to build a community that has that same love and passion for trading card games and admiring all those gorgeous lore windows as I do. And with that, let's get into it. What we got up right now, guys, we got up before Sealstone. Like I said, yesterday was the finals of the Pokemon World Championship. It was Gardevoir EX versus Fusion Strike, Genesect, Mew system. And the first two games were just epic back and forths. I haven't watched the third game yet, but I know it's going to be an epic finish. A back and forth play between two parties of Pokemon and their trainers going at it. Now, one of the interesting cards that was used during this finals match though was the Force Seal Stone, which is an item card that has a V star power. So it's like it allows decks that which is an item card that has a quality check. Yes, an item card that allows decks that don't have a V star Pokemon to actually still have access to a V star power, which is extremely unique. And as you can see, it was brought to the forefront with this Pokemon World Championship. And looking at this card, it's a single print coming out of Silver Tempest. Interestingly enough, this is one of those cards. It's just a normal holofoil rare that has a significant amount of value because it only has one printing. Before you get to a gold star seller, it's a $13 card, and it's starting at $12 from newer sellers. It has me actually interested in Silver Tempest as a whole. Let's reverse engineer this. Lugia V alternate art full art, which makes sense. It's the alternate art full art of a Lugia. A Silver Tempest booster boxes are 128.49. So they're about $15 under MSRP. Pokemon MSRP is 145. So they're about $15 under. Elite Trainer boxes, 43 listings as low as 39, market price 39.30. They're right at $40. So they are MSRP for the ETBs. If you want the Alolan Vulpix on the front, it's not bad, not bad. And you have Serena, a character from the Kalos region that traveled around with Ash during his anime journey. And apparently she knew him when they were kids and like had a crush and was crushing hard on him. I don't know. But you got her full art, 88 listings as low as 29.20, market price 32.85. And then Lugia V Star, the secret rare, the hyper rare, the hyper rainbow rare, 88 listings as low as 21, market price 28.85. And then actually unknown V alternate full art with 127 listings as low as 17. One moment. Oh, I had to give me something to drink. Like always, guys, we be doing these market watches outside. It's kind of steamy. It's early in the morning, but it's kind of steamy. So I had to go get something to drink to quench my palate. But nevertheless, Unknown V alternate are ultra rare, 127 listings as well as 16.99 market price 23.64, and Reggie Drago V alternate art full art 125 listings as well as 16.99 market price 17.80. That's pretty cool. The Goat Secret Rare Lugia V Star 130 listings as well as 15 market price 16.86. I would prefer that over the Hyper Rare. The Hyper Rare they look cool, but if you can get it just as sparkly, but keep the Pokemon's design intact with its color and whatnot, that's definitely more value. And these are extremely hard to pull. And then you have Candace, the seventh gym leader in the Sinnoh region. I had to think about that one for a second. She's not a character that you see often. Candace. Nice. And then you have Four Sealstone on the first page of best-selling Four Silver Tempest at the bottom. The Hollow Rare, 122 listings, as low as $7, but we just looked at that, and that was a $7 plus $5 shipping. Market price 12.97, so right about around it. But the Candace is cool. I don't know. Like I said, she's such an underused character. I don't know how many fans she actually has. I don't remember her from the anime either. During Ash's journey, I must have missed that one. They've had like 1,000 episodes. That's so impressive. If you're like a fan of Pokemon and seeing them in their natural environments, having 1,000 episode anime to show that off is, as the collector would say, magnificent. You got the Hyper Rare Serena, as you can see, flip flop the regular Serena that shows her in all of her splendor with the setting of the card in her lure window, giving more world building, and her clothes and the actual color that they're designed. Oh my gosh, Wallace. This is one of my favorite characters. Eighth gym leader in Ruby Sapphire, the champion in Pokemon Emerald, one of my favorite gym leaders. He was also in the anime. Not only was he the champion in the anime? I think in the anime when Ash, yes, when Ash was on his journey in the Hoenn region, Wallace was the champion at the time. Steven was not the champion, it was Wallace. And not only was he the champion of the Pokemon League, he was also a champion, what they called coordinators. I think they were called coordinators at the time when you do when you do the ribbon contest with your Pokemon. He was a champion in both aspects. So like a true genius, Wallace down here. That's so cool being able to get his artwork in full art, his persona immortalized in this lore window. 64 listings as low as 994, market price 1007. That's dope. That what makes me think like Candace has like the waifu tax, but I guess. But I bet the hyper rare Wallace is even cheaper. Like the hyper rares, they're more difficult to pull, but they they don't show off the true aesthetic of the core. And they have Brandon, another cool trainer, Brandon, who was, I'm pretty sure that's Barry's father. He also caught, he was the head of the Battle Frontier, and he had also caught Reggie Drago, excuse me, Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel, and Reggie Rock, and I believe he used those three to catch Reggie Gigas. So probably somewhere in the Pokemon lore, he didn't went around and he didn't caught Reggie Drago and Reggie Alecki. But as you can see him in his artwork, it looks as though he's exploring as we speak. No, excuse me, no. Brandon is not Barry's dad. Palmer is Barry's dad. Brandon is just like I said, the head of the battle frontier. Showing him in his natural element explode, bro. They dropped two awesome trainer cards. That's another one that would be dope to pick up. Not easy to pull. Being able to get it for $7, that's pretty cool. That would be nice to have like a binder that has like all full art, gym leaders from each specific region, all full art Elite Four members from each specific region with their champion, rounding out the full arts. I'm not, I, have they printed every gym leader, Elite Four member, champion in full art? That's a good question. I'd have to like do a deep dive. Let's go ahead and take Hoenn real quick. We're gonna do the first one in Hoenn is Roxanne. I know for a fact they did Roxanne. I remember seeing Roxanne, and she's actually in Crown Zenith. Is this? Yeah, Astral Radiance, and then they gave her the full art in Crown Zenith in the Galarian Gallery. Nice, nice. The student, and then after Roxanne is, and I know for a fact they have Brawly. Brawly is cheap. He's the second gem lead. Look at that, Brawly full art. 143 listings as low as 50 cents. Market price $1.49 for a full art coming out of Chilling Rain. This one's hyper rare actually is worth more because it's that much harder to pull. See, this is a perfect example. Like, if a significant amount of time passes and then the nostalgia sets in for Sword and Shield, those hyper rares that are cheaper than the regular full art rares, I want to say, may possess a hidden amount of value because they're just so much harder to pull. And if you can't get your hands on sealed booster boxes, the only other way to get them is to buy them as singles. And this is a perfect example right here as to that the hyper rare should hold more value than the full art regular ultra rare because there's just not as many copies. There's not as much supply. So just getting particularly, I would say, more fan favorite trainers, not ones that are particularly used in the meta, but ones that you see throughout the anime, throughout movies, etc., through other media. But that's the second full art gym leader from the Hoenn region. And then next we have Wallace. No, no, it's not Wallace. It's Watson. Is it one T? They don't have one. They don't have one for Watson. Okay. I know for a fact they have one for Flannery. I remember seeing Flannery as well during this the Battle Styles era. And yeah, they have her single strike. 43 listings as low as 960, market price 1971. So if that also out of Chilling Rain, if that is legit, do they really not have? They've never printed Watson as a card. No, that's a damaged one. That's that was that cheap copy. She's starting that lightly play Puyo 1786, so she's a $20 card. The wife who taps all the way. Um, Flannery after Flannery, it's Norman. Okay, for some reason when I type in Norman, I get a whole bunch of other extra stuff. Oh, so they don't have one for Norman either. And just to make sure I'm getting all of this right, let me go ahead and make sure that my, yes, correct. So they don't have one for Norman. And yes, they don't have one for Watson. Amazing quotes in the manga, in the TCG, in the TCG. In the Pokemon trade, one of the gym badges illustrations features Watson and the Dynamo badge. Gym badges illustrations? So that's the only time he's on the trading card is in the gym badge? What? Hold on. Now we're going down the rabbit hole a little bit in Pokemon. So that's not the name of the card. What? Do they have it? Will Bubblepedia pull it up for me? What is this? Is it only Japanese cards that are featured? XYP promotional cards. We definitely going down the rabbit hole, but they have a lot of these. Steven, this is impressive. I wonder if it is in there somewhere. But we had to go down a rabbit hole to find a card with Watson on it. But like I said, they don't have Watson, they don't have Norman. So this region, we can already not complete the set because they don't have them all. And then well, let's check Norman for sure because we didn't check his TCG listing. Make sure we're not missing anything in the TCG. One of the gym badges it features Norman in the balance badge. So yeah, we're not missing anything. No Norman, no Watson. The sixth gym leader is what is her Scala. And they got Scala boundaries crossed full art, XY breakpoint full art, shining fates full art. Nice. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. I'm pretty sure this is not the one from the Unova region. I'm pretty positive this is the one from the Hoenn region. Is this the one from the Unova region? No, this actually might be the one from the Unova region. Cause seeing that airplane in the background on that one, cause she had her there was an airport where she where her city was, where she was the gym leader at. So I might be wrong. Yeah, I am wrong. This is the one from the Unova region. Scala is from Mistralton City. So what is the one from Fort Tree City? What is her name? Hmm. Pokemon knowledge really being tested. Fort Tree City. We're gonna have to reverse engineer this. Fort Tree Gym. Winona. I know she was not. No, I was definitely not thinking that. That's interesting that she's because she actually she they don't have a full art for Winona, but she actually gives you quite a battle with her so XY Roaring Skies you get Winona. Wow, this is nice, bro. This artwork is nice because she's always had a nice design. That's pretty cool right there. What are we looking at? Lightly played are starting at $22. Market price has her at 34. Lightly played starting at 22. That's dope. Mad respect. Mad respect. See what I'm saying? How Pokemon immortalizes their characters. Like I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh tried to do that with their skill cards, but nobody really plays Speed Duel. But if they would have gave those characters like full art, bro, if they would have gave them full art with settings in the background to do world building in their lore window, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, say no more, Konami. $1 million idea right there. But this is dope. It wasn't printed in the Sword and Shield era, which is like the best for full arts, but this is still really really cool. Yet they still don't have a Norman. And then you have, I think it was Liz and Tate. I remember Liz and Tate. I didn't remember Winona though. Like I said, she was Tate and Liza. Excuse me, Tate and Liza. Why is it Tate and Liza though? Why isn't it Liza and Tate? Yeah, so it's Sun and Moon Celestial Storm. You got Tate and Liza. They are the seventh gym leaders, the twins, the psychic twins. Moss Deep City, if I'm not mistaken, where they're from. I think their parents were like astronauts, but that's impressive for them to be gym leaders at their age, even though it is two of them, right? Because Ruby and Sapphire was the game that introduced the double battle in the actual Ruby and Sapphire Game Boy Advance game. So they had to put a gym leader in there that did double battle, so they just gave you twin gym leaders. And then after them it's Wallace, and Wallace was the eighth gym leader in the original Ruby and Sapphire before he became the champion in Emerald. Oh my goodness, Wallace, 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 Wallace. But in Emerald, the eighth gym leader was someone named Juan. So they don't have it. They don't have one for one. I was about to say they better not have. If they don't have one for Watson or Norman, there's no way they should have one for Juan. But he became the eighth gym leader. Um, oh, is that not his name? Am I spelling it wrong? I was spelling it wrong. Yeah, he became the eighth gym leader when. So no, they don't have one for Juan. When Wallace was promoted to champion, but he also used water type Pokemon. He's from Sutopolis. Okay, so apparently he left his gym in the care of his former student Wallace. So he was Wallace's mentor, but returned after Wallace replaced Steven and moved up to the position of Pokemon champion. Wow. So I guess he felt like Wallace had surpassed him as the gym leader. And because of that, he felt like he could step down. And then when Wallace became the champion, he returned. But that's pretty cool. World building Pokemon, amazing. But they don't have one for one. And then we go into the Elite Four, and you have Sydney. They do have one for Sydney. Sydney's is really cheap as well. I remember his. His was also during the Sword and Shield era. Yeah, look at that. Fusion Strike, Ultra Rare Sydney's 253 listings as well as 73, market price 104. The first member of the Elite Four in the whole region who used dark types. I thought his design was always freaking cool when I battled him in the Pokemon that he used. 79 listings as low as $2, market price 324 for his hyper rare. And then he even has a Power Keeper Sydney Stadium. That's interesting. And then after Sydney, you have Phoebe. They have one for Phoebe. Also, Battle Styles. Phoebe, look at that. Ultra rare 50 listings as low as 13.99, market price 21.99, 21.09 for her ultra rare full art, and then her hyper rare 80 listings as low as $5, market price $7.77. Just shows you the hate thrown on the hyper rares. But even though they're harder to pull. But I feel like the prices balance out, considering Sydney's is as cheap as it is just because he's a male, but his cards, his full arts, and his hyper rares are just as hard to get, if not harder, because Fusion Strike is a bigger set than Battle Styles, and his price is a fraction, extremely low percentage of what hers is. So it balances out. Like being able to buy one of her and one of him for around the same price, because you're only at like cents on the dollar when you add him. And then after Phoebe, it's Glacia. Uh, so I guess they don't have one for Glacia, or I'm spelling her name wrong. No, I'm spelling her name right. They don't have one for Glacia. How do they not have one for Glacia? What is this outfit that she's wearing? Is she's wearing this? She's sitting down in the game, and I could have sworn she had glasses, but I don't remember her gown being so like old woman. What, Glacia? Are you kidding me right now? No, they don't have one for Glacia. And then after Glacia, it's the Dragon Trainer. What is his name? He used to run around with Steven's dad when they were younger. What is his name? I'm gonna have to reverse engineer this. I do not remember his name. Drake. I think they have one for Drake. They don't have one for Drake either? What? What kind of stuff? Pokemon? You gave us Sydney and Phoebe, even though you gave us those relatively recently. You gave us those in Sword and Shield, but you still haven't given us a Glacia or a Drake. Well, at least not in the the Pokemon TCG. See, in the TCG right here, uh, mentioning or featuring Glacia or her Pokemon in the Pokemon trading card game. You have this Glalie card and then Glacia Stadium. Japanese expansion. Yeah, we haven't got none of this in the Pokemon TCG. And then Glacia Stadium. Wait, hold on. That's in English, is it not? Yeah, English expansion. ES Power Keepers. There we go. So we have Glacia Stadium. This is all we got for Glacia. EX Parakeepers. Now we're going down the rabbit hole. What's the deal with Parakeepers? I know this is an old set, EX. Well, the fact that this is EX and they're doing EX right now, is there a chance that they're going to print Glacier and Drake since they didn't brought back the EX as full arts? These Pokemon actually look pretty cool though. Look at that Salamence. Salamence EX. 28 listings as low as 12.94, market price 72.92. Vaporeon Star, Jolteon Star, Flareon Star. What were these? Those like those are those black stars. There's mad value in those black stars. You got Charizard, Power Keepers, 45 listings as low as 30, market price 138.27. That's a nice ass Charizard. I really like that with the moon in the background. That 138 seems like a bargain, honestly. You're not opening up no Pokemon Power Keepers. I'm about to go watch one of PokeRev's videos, see if he opened it up and see what he got pulled out of it. Because this is epic. Look at that Machamp. And then Gardevoir showing up again, even in yesterday's World Championship. Gardevoir. It is Salamence. Near Mint Holofuel 8750. That's a cold deal right there. It's only 3 on the market. That's a cold deal right there. What? Gamer Bros. That's not bad. They trying to create some capital right there. That's pretty dope. And then that Charizard. How much is that Charizard going for? And this was in reversed. Let me go. They got 14 near mints. 124. 124. What is lightly plays going for? 68.76 for the lightly play. That's nice. I might go with these two bottom lightly plays before I buy a near mint and try to get one of these lightly plays. Hopefully, be a near mint. Create some capital. Nice short. Just pure collector. Unless you play in alternate formats in Pokemon. But that's nice. Have a book of Charizards, and then Drake, the last member of the Elite Four. In the so he's in EX Parakeepers World Drake Stadium. Like I said, they might bring back Drake and Glacier and actually give them full art since they didn't brought back EX Pokemon in the Scarlet and Violet era. Drake Stadium, Altaria, and then his stadium. So I say give it a little bit, but they still need to give us Norman and Watson. And then you can do the complete set, full art trainers of every gym leader, Elite Four member, and the champion. Well, no, they have to give us one as well. And the champion, because they have Steven. They have multiples of Stevens in the Hoenn region. The only thing is that they also have in the Hoenn in the anime, they did the Battle Frontier. I do not remember all of the names of the Battle Frontier. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. One of my top 5 favorite characters in all of Pokemon. Steven. Shoot, when this market watch ends, I'm gonna probably come back in here and grab my full art Steven. Like I said, one of my top 5 favorite characters in all of Pokemon. That's dope. But of course, guys, we can't be out here all day. Hopefully, we're going to be able to get the Space Gate to Dark World charged up again for another showing, for another entering. Hopefully, I provided some value with this live stream market watch. And with that, guys, we're going to be getting up out of here. Nimbus, are we in there? Are we in there? Yeah, we in there.